We're back. It's been a little bit, and we're going to be reviewing your animal photos today. So if you haven't already submitted them, do that. And next week, we're going to be reviewing portraits. And we have some interesting news. I saw you, Tony, looking at charts and graphs and things.
Yeah, we have some news about Olympus. We have breaking news about B&H.
I saw that.
As well as a pretty cool scientific advancement for people interested in underwater photography. We're going to check that out. Something I actually tested. Something people hadn't done before. But first, how about we give our sponsor a few moments?
Yeah, this show is brought to you by Squarespace. Heard of them? I get our dog scratching. She's super excited about Squarespace. It's so easy, even she could make one. You can drag and drop. You can try it out for free and see if you like it. Go to squarespace.com/Chelsea and you get your 14-day free trial. And if you use the coupon code Chelsea, you can get 10% off. And all of the information you need is in the description to this video. So
if you have a Squarespace website, even if it's a trial, head to sdp.io/link and we can take a look at it in the middle of the show. We'll just personally critique your website in real time. It's cool.
Tips.
It's technology.
I kind of need someone to do that for me. Will you?
I'll do that for you. It'd probably be better if it was somebody objective, but I can take a look at it.
Okay. I just don't trust
somebody who's not within like punching distance.
So Chris Reddy, maybe?
While people are sending in their photos, I want to go over some news because suddenly like a bunch of news came up. I want to lead with the breaking news that the New York State Attorney General is suing B&H Photo Video, like the world's biggest seller of cameras, for more than $7 million in taxes that they allegedly owe. A whistleblower went to the New York State Attorney General and said that B&H was deliberately avoiding paying taxes on rebates. Now, the way the New York State tax works is companies have to collect and submit taxes even if there is an instant rebate that reduces the price. So if you're buying a camera for $1,000 and there's a $200 instant rebate, you pay $800, but you pay taxes on the full $1,000 in New York State. That is just the law. And according to these accounts, B&H collected $67 million in these instant, they didn't pay taxes on $67 million worth of instant rebates. That gives you some idea of the scale of this business. They're selling a lot of camera gear.
Yeah.
That's just the part that there were instant rebates on. So B&H, their side of it, this is their internal message that allegedly happened in 2012. B&H has a New York State sales tax issue with products for which a vendor-sponsored rebate and discount is offered, since we are required to collect New York State sales tax on the total product price. That's an internal communication from 2012 that apparently got ignored as they continued to not pay taxes on that. And I want to provide B&H's point of view. They say B&H has done nothing wrong, and it is outrageous that the Attorney General has decided to attack a New York company that employs thousands of New Yorkers while leaving the national, online, and retail behemoths unchallenged, the spokesman said. The Attorney General wants to charge New Yorkers a tax on money they never spent. It's wrong, and we won't be bullied. I'm bothered by this response for a couple of reasons. For one, they're not coming back with facts. Like it's completely irrelevant that they employ thousands of people. If you evaded taxes, you evaded taxes, no matter how many people you employ. So they throw that out and it's completely unrelated, but it seems like a distraction.
It's also unrelated. Like, who cares what other retailers are doing? If you do something wrong, you do something wrong.
Yeah, okay, then they should also go after them, but that doesn't make you less guilty. And the Attorney General wants to charge New Yorkers on a tax on the money they never spent. Okay, maybe we should change the law, but the way the law is currently structured, you have to pay taxes on that instant rebate portion. Maybe that's wrong, but you don't get to break a law and then argue that it was wrong the whole time. It's too late. You broke that law. So their response to me kind of sounds guilty, right? They're not saying, oh no, we paid those taxes, or according to our interpretation of the law, we didn't need to pay the taxes. They're saying, we employ a lot of people. Why not attack somebody else? Why us, not them? Let's move on to the next piece.
Whoa, taxes are complicated, but you don't just get to pick and choose the ones you want to pay.
Just the ones that feel right to you.
Also, I'm really interested in who the whistleblower is because B&H has rocked the boat many times before. And to like blow the whistle on a company and choose the side of the IRS over a company, it's got to be like a disgruntled employee or maybe a Hispanic person,
Yeah, we
maybe a
don't really
woman.
talk about it publicly, but we have made a deliberate choice not to work with B&H.
Yes, they were making the Hispanic warehouse workers allegedly use a different bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that we need to say allegedly
No, you're
because they ended
right.
up
There were,
settling that
yeah.
case. I don't know that they actually admitted guilt or not, but they did end up settling it for a pretty sizable amount of money.
Okay.
Okay, on to more positive news. There was a scientific development technique called see-through, a play on words, that would allow
I like it.
underwater photos to appear as if they were naturally lit. Underwater photography is a real challenge because water filters out like all the red part of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And so you end up with stuff that's just like washed out in blue. This technique was developed by Daria Akanak. And there's a whole video on the Scientific American YouTube channel that you can check out that goes into more detail about it. Here is one of the before pictures. And here is her after picture.
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing. Now, she talks about taking multiple pictures from multiple depths and then feeding it into a computer algorithm that she's been developing for like 4 years in order to produce these pure colors. Now, when I first looked at this, I thought, okay, it just looks like they did a white balance. I can see a color chart there. They probably just made some Lightroom adjustments and they would get that result.
No, I could tell that that wasn't the case because I've tried to edit underwater photos before and getting the color right is almost impossible.
Yes, this is something we've done a lot, but I wanted to really put it to the test. So I took her original photo and did my very best to see if I could reproduce it and what the differences would be with her algorithm. And this is what I came up with. Now, it's kind of interesting to see the differences because it gives you some additional insight into their algorithm. This is her picture and this is my picture. What you'll notice about her picture is it has more blues and purples in it because if you process these underwater photos, you end up desaturating the blues and purples because that's the only thing that gets through the water, especially at different depths.
Can you clarify something for me?
Yeah.
That is you using her algorithm or you trying to edit the photo yourself?
This is me trying to just edit it in
Okay.
Lightroom using underwater photography techniques that I've used in the past to see if I would be able to replicate her original results. And I was not able to. I got it's much better than the original file. Some of the colors match up perfectly. I used her little color chart there to try to get it. But the challenge is the blues come in so oversaturated because that's the only part of the spectrum that's getting through. And then once you bring that down to be proportionate with the other parts of the spectrum, you actually, what happens is you lose the blue parts of it. So notice this here is very purple. In my image, that part of those wavelengths got separated out and desaturated too much. So you could always, like my reds actually look pretty similar to hers.
No.
Well, okay, maybe I could have done better. But
Just
when you apply a manual algorithm, you're stripping out a lot of those blues. So you will actually lose natural parts of the blue spectrum because it gets confused because it's so oversaturated. But if I understand her algorithm right, she takes pictures at different depths, and using computational photography, you'd be able to figure out in how much the saturation of the colors changed at those different depths, how much of it that blue color was attributable to the filtering of the water, and how much of it was actually natural. And so I thought about it and I thought, okay, that's actually an incredibly useful and sophisticated algorithm. And besides just making pictures look a little bit better, they could actually apply it to better understand underwater life and changes that are happening as the climate changes.
so is it going to be made available to people or is this just something she uses?
I think this is just something that she has. And I can only imagine that it's a very complex technique because obviously it's not tripod mounted. She's moving around it. She must have to feed in data around the actual distance to the subject and then manually sort of match up the different parts of the structure.
What I read said you had to also know the depth of the picture.
Yeah, I would think that would be key, though. You know, the
When
water
she
can be
photographs,
different.
when she photographs that color chart, she's photographing not only at different depths for the different saturation, but at different distances
Mhm.
from the chart. Because like if you look at the background, the background is a lot more filtered than the foreground is.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a lot more of that color in the background because it's there. But the closer you are to it, the more true the colors are, which is fascinating to see how she did it.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable.
Yeah. So kudos to her. I tried to beat her algorithm and I could not even come close. Instead, I just ended up developing a better appreciation for the work that she did.
Yeah, she said specifically, though, that she didn't need the color chart, that she's got it figured out. She has a 10-page paper that explains the whole algorithm that you can check out.
I didn't see the paper. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to read that because I'm interested in it.
Yep.
That's really cool. We need that for our book cover.
Yeah, maybe.
The next preset.
Yeah, that's a complicated preset.
Let's talk about Olympus.
Dead? I like how you spelled dead properly.
Yeah, but I misspelled dying
Yeah.
in the past. So
I got your back.
there was a post on personal-view.com, which seems to be some sort of forum, and the poster, Vitaly Kiselev said, Olympus closure is near, can happen in less than 8 months. It is total instability now in the camera division. In various countries, people are running and looking for new positions. Lots of rumors and talks that we can hear sudden closure press release within the January to March timeframe. Some talks are that the development team and some equipment might be bought out by either Sony or Samsung.
Well, that makes me so sad for multiple reasons. Well, first of all, we don't know if it's true.
No, it's just a post in a forum, right?
Yeah.
And so part of this is how interesting it is that this unfolds. Now, they also provided this chart, which is from Olympus's own financial results. And what you can see here is that in 2018, the yellow is their operating profit, and that's a big negative number. Those are billions of yen. And in 2019, they're still in the negative. They're still losing a ton of money. So it doesn't look good at all. Camera division is only a small part of Olympus. They do a lot of other things, so it wouldn't be unheard of for them just to decide to close it down. So what he's saying is making sense, but that doesn't mean that it's right. Now, we had a bunch of news sites start to cover this and pass around this rumor. F-Stoppers, Petapixel, like everybody seemed to cover this particular rumor that just originated in a forum. But then we had this backlash of people saying, no, I have other rumors that say that rumor is untrue. And people are making YouTube videos about it being untrue. So we have both of these sides going back and forth. Some people actually reached out to the people at Olympus. Olympus announced that its new business strategy will not shut down the camera business. Olympus does indeed plan to continue to develop its imaging product lines. Those are quotes from executives at Olympus. So how do you know? How do you know what's actually going to happen to Olympus? Because it's important, especially if you're invested in Olympus gear and you know that they're not going to make any more gear, it might be time to switch. If you're thinking about buying a new Olympus camera, that's the kind of thing you'd want to consider, right? You'd want to know if they were going to shut everything down.
Yeah, I mean, you'd want to know, but I also think, let's think realistically. So many people I know, they don't buy a camera every year, every 2 years, or even 5 years. They'll keep a camera for, 8 years or something. So if you like it, why not just buy it and enjoy it? You can always just sell stuff later.
Yeah, but I still like to have some insight to it. And that's one reason that I like to analyze the companies. I want to make the point, if you want to know if a company is going to continue on, the one person you don't ask is the company themselves.
Well, that would be really bad for the stockholders if we were the first ones to find out they were closing a whole division. Like, even these rumors could potentially be terrible for the company. That's the sad part, is that these things come out and it's kind of like a chicken and egg type thing. Like sometimes it can make it worse that we're even talking about them shutting down. So
yeah, that's true. But I want to make the point that the company isn't, if they are closing down, they're not going to tell you the truth. There's no precedent for that. Companies don't do that.
That would be totally negligent.
Samsung shut down their camera business completely, and there is no quote of them saying we're shutting down the camera business. Every quote is, no, we're investing heavily in cameras. Olympus shut down their 4/3, not Micro Four Thirds, but the predecessor. They never made any announcement about that.
But they said they're not shutting down their imaging, which could mean that they're going to turn to like security cameras or dash cams, or, I mean, like Canon cameras, the kind that we use, they're not selling as well, but they're going gangbusters with their surveillance cameras. Surveillance cameras are on the rise. They're investing a lot in that and other types of imaging. So, I mean, they could be telling the truth about that. It's just pretty vague.
Well, I think a better way to understand what could happen to them is just to look at their financial situation and kind of decide how viable it would be. That probably provides you more insight than asking executives or listening to rumors that are posted in forums. And I think Olympus is the hardest hit of all the camera companies now because they focused on being small, but that means that they're easier targets for improving smartphones. And indeed, what we found is phones like the Google Pixel 4 and the iPhone 11 Pro are now producing like cleaner images than the Micro Four Thirds cameras. The computational photography in there is producing sharper pictures, better low light images, places where full cameras used to really excel.
Yeah.
Smartphones are now beating them, as well as just plain being more compact and more convenient. So the smaller sensor cameras are going to be the first taken out. We've also tested the Olympus cameras recently, most recently the EM1X, and we found that the technology was straight up behind. They had made some good advancements in computational photography, but basic stuff like their AF tracking, their subject tracking, the eye detection, and the speed of their lenses was all way behind other mirrorless competitors. There's also more mirrorless competitors now with not just Sony and Fuji, but now you've got Canon and Nikon taking those markets head on.
I think when you're thinking of the longevity of these companies, you also have to think of how they invested in the past. And one thing that makes me nervous about a company like Nikon is that they did so well with their Coolpix line, and that was such a profitable market for them that has completely disappeared. Mm-hmm. So those little tiny point-and-shoot consumer cameras, they're not selling like they used to, and that must be tough.
Yeah, Nikon is something we'll address in the next couple of days. I also want to point out, looking at the Olympus last few releases, I felt like their R&D was really minimal. When I got the EM1X, I was shocked at how little new technology there was in it. It was a big body and then some software updates, and that was about the extent of it. No new sensor. We haven't seen one new for years. And then they just launched the EM5 Mark III, and it's pretty much the old one, but with the sensor from another camera. Like, again, they didn't show me that they were investing heavily in R&D. They don't seem to be even trying to catch up to the competition. They just seem to be kind of producing products that will sell to their existing customer base rather than pulling in new customers. They're not growing the business anymore.
But I love their little cameras.
I know.
Fun.
They were our favorite cameras for
They're
the
such a
longest
joy.
time. They were just what we used. We love Olympus.
They're a delight to use.
My assessment is Olympus is already losing money. The market is shrinking, and Olympus, on top of that, is losing market share. They're getting a smaller piece of a smaller pie, and they're not making money now. So how could they possibly turn it around? Anyway, I think it's bad. And I want to say companies don't give up, even when they should be. So they might not stop making cameras, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be successful in the long term. But even if they plan to shut down, they don't necessarily speak up. Even internally, the CEO might know they're going to shut it down, but they don't tell the press, the PR people, yeah, we're going to shut everything down. The PR people can be honest and believe that they're going to keep running, but they don't know.
Oh, I like the dear sweet people that were like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to ask Olympus.
Yeah, that's cute.
I wish that worked.
And I want to point out, in August of 2018, when we covered the mirrorless wars, our take was that Olympus was going to be left behind, that they were not going to be able to fight this new fight. And that still seems to be how it's playing out. Let's take a look at some wildlife pictures.
Yeah, anyway, woo, that was fun. That was a very doom and gloom opening. Oh my gosh. But now we've moved on to something very cute.
Yeah. That cat is adorable.
It's cleansing my emotional palette.
The light here is perfect, right?
It's too green.
Oh. Well, maybe is it just reflected off the grasses?
Even like the blues look kind of greeny. Do you see that?
Okay.
My mouse is being completely erratic, but
yeah, okay. That's better. You're right.
Let's see. I mean, it's a little too magenta now, but what I'm saying is, yeah, I love this. I love the eye contact. The lighting is beautiful. That background blur is like creamy and dreamy. I'm going to give you a pick. Where were you, Clinton? We were just, this is a wild, what is this creature? This is
The dog, Chelsea.
oh.
It's adorable. You get a pick. You got it doing something. It doesn't seem like the kind of dog that typically does agility, but that's what it looks like is going on.
Oh yeah. Very
Great job
nice.
capturing the motion. Perfect choice of shutter speed there.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. You know what? I have to tell all of you right now, if you ever think you're having a bad day, please go observe nature, because you've never endured what this fish did. Look at him. Look at him. This is a great shot.
He's got fish got a little bit of a defiant smirk.
And he's like, stab me. You'll never take my spawn.
Great shot. That's the kind of shot that I know took probably years of just sitting there patiently, waiting for something to pop up.
Sorry, guys. Got a creaky little situation.
The lighting here is gorgeous, right?
Mm-hmm. I actually like that they left all of that negative space. It gives me the feeling that this is just like a small little guy in a big world. I'll give you a pick. I love the color contrast, the yellows and the greens.
But can you be really careful about your focusing point here? Because it looks like you just front focused a little bit.
I mean, it's so hard.
Yeah, but...
Take a lot of pictures, Kenny.
Yeah, and like lean in and out a little bit, especially when you're working.
Do a little lean like this, and that'll help. Oh.
Oh, we gotta go. Okay.
All right.
Adorable.
I'm actually going to bring down the exposure a little bit because we're losing some of the detail in this white fur. And then up the contrast. And then there's a new texture feature. And it's going to be good. Oh my God. Wow. I'm not a wild woman. This is my mouse. It's just not cooperating. I mean, I am.
Maybe you didn't want to mask the texture so you weren't upping the texture in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, I might if I had more time. And then I would also, again, just do the color a little bit. And then I probably won't do anything else this show because my mouse is garbage. Okay, very cute. Robert, dolphin spotting. Hey, bud, how'd you do this? Does he have a fish?
Oh my, yeah, I think you're right.
Like, this is so amazing. Like,
yeah, it is so cool.
Happen?
I'm wondering if we can do something about the color.
We can use that algorithm.
Auto white balance. I know, we actually need it. I think I want to just warm it up a little bit from where it originally started, but you don't want to lose it completely. Fantastic moment. I'm going to give you a pick.
You know what? One thing, if I had the capability right now, I would edit out this little. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Got a new mouse. Ooh, look at it go. Oh. Okay. Oh, that was so beautiful. Yeah. Oh, every time we have an animals theme show, you guys nail it.
Yeah, this shot's amazing. Wow.
Look how they all stand like that.
Yeah, and the birds that are flying in the background and the gorgeous colors. Jonathan, everything really came together for you.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is absolutely wonderful.
I'm giving you a pick. Wow. Just keep looking at it. Very beautiful. I love this kind of cow. I know it's a part of the picture, Peter, but I think I'd get rid of his earring. Alternative cow needs to chill. How do we... Good job, Lightroom.
Yeah,
Why'd it do that?
Those Photoshop algorithms can be so smart and just so dumb at the same time. There we go.
That's not really all that much better, but... Oh, no, that's not...
You get the idea.
You kind of get the idea. We're all getting ideas here. Real cute.
Peter, let me suggest trying the rule of doubles in this situation. They're holding still. Shoot it at 1/500th, but then drop to 1/250th, 1/125th, and get yourself down to ISO 100.
Y'alls.
Just produce a clean.
Check out my cozy sweater preset. Like, whoa. Like, Peter and I brought it to the next level with that. Giving you a pick.
It's a little tweak that definitely
And I'm
helps.
giving me a pick as well. Because self-love is important. Okay, we have Fraser from Shots photographing a wee spider, Fraser.jpg.
Can I just do my impression of a large part of the audience? Ooh. Ooh.
No, they didn't say that. They're like, oh, look at his little eyelashes. The color here is off. Let's just try the dropper and see if the gods are with us tonight. They're not.
Yeah, it's weird. This image is incredibly noisy, but it's shot at ISO 100. So I don't know if it was underexposed and then recovered, but I just see a lot of like color noise in there.
Was it super cropped?
It could be super cropped.
Yeah, it actually, I think this is 1:1. So that's probably why. You're right. Good idea.
What if we make it like an edgy spider? Like, whoa, check out this dude. Then you don't even have to worry about the colors. You're like, everything's unnatural and I like it. Pick. Phil. The colors are beautiful, Terry. And those eyes are, wow.
Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. You caught an incredible amount of detail. I'm going to give you a pick.
Yes, we're giving you a pick, and I'm not even going to put a preset on it, Terry. And all I can say is that's the highest flattery available tonight. This is a bird.
This is gorgeous, but we have to get rid of that dude in the lower right corner, right? I hate that guy just staring, just photobombing us.
He's nosy. He is. I think it's a she, and I think she's checking him out. It might be a crucial part of the story.
If you check out the wildlife chapter in Stunning Digital Photography, you'll see that there's a video in there that will show you how to eliminate this background noise, because the bokeh in wildlife shots can be so smooth that noise is really exaggerated there. And you wouldn't even notice it in the main subject, but in the background it really pops. And it's super easy to clean up because there's no details. So you can just crank the noise up. But
Sorry.
it involves some proper masking to make it look nice.
Oh, I thought you actually had a preset for that.
Oh,
Yeah, you do. Denoise green background. Tony, don't you know how to plug your own stuff?
yeah, I totally forgot about that. So check out my technical presets at northrup.photo.
Oh gosh, Steve.
Wow, Steve.
Holy moly.
One thing I think that's interesting about wildlife photography is sometimes you get a beautiful shot of a common subject like those flamingos, but in the right light, everything was gorgeous. Here we don't have great light or a beautiful background, but we have an interesting subject, and people like either one. We like to learn a little bit about animals, and here we learn great blue herons will eat these big gross eels.
I had no idea about. Do you guys see what I'm saying about just appreciating your day? Like, look at this poor eel. No, this is an incredible moment. What's up, Chris?
I think that's a rare shot of the millennial heron. There it is, taking pictures of its food all the time.
Chris, why'd you got to do it, Chris? No, this is, wow, that was one of the most amazing moments.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing as a wildlife photographer, like you can suddenly feel your heart beating, you know?
I was just going to say, have you ever had to turn up your shutter speed because you're so excited you're just acting like a crazy person?
I know, and I start to panic, like, oh my God, it's finally happening. I'm going to screw it all up.
I'm like, a kingfisher! Ah! And then I wonder why every picture is blurry.
Yeah, and inevitably
And
do
it is
screw it up.
me. It is I.
This
Wow.
is a gorgeous and just technically perfect shot of a burrowing owl. So cute. I love the one leg.
I love that owls are judgmental. I'm giving you a pick, owl. Steven, this is beautiful.
You could sell this, Brent.
I think you should. I
Yeah.
think you should start up a free Squarespace. I'll come with a store and you sell it, Steven. Oh, gosh.
Great.
Just once again, the theme of the night. Be thankful you're not a fish.
Yeah, with the water drops coming off the tail.
This is insane.
Perfect. And even at 1/500th, that's such a slow shutter speed to be. You lucked out.
I will say with these dudes, if you turn down the blue, the luminance, then often it just brings down the whites. You don't realize that they're actually blue with birds. I think I actually have a preset for this too. It's called White Bird. But anyway, if you bring down the luminance of the blues, then you get that feather texture back without making the photo too dark. This is a little trick I picked up, and I like your picture.
And I'll make a general suggestion.
Sure.
If you're shooting white birds on especially dark water like that, dial in like -1 or even -2 stops of exposure compensation to prevent your camera from automatically overexposing those highlights. Because it's easier to bring it up, but if highlights are blown, you can't ever recover
Exposed for the bird, and it's real hard when you have a black and white bird.
that. Oh man, I can't believe it's 30 minutes past already. import the next picture and
Our news went on and on, and
I went on and on.
It got very sad, but I feel like we're turning it all around with these impaled fish. So,
you want to take a look at a Squarespace portfolio?
sure.
Let's see what we have for today.
I hope they're beautiful.
We had a few
I started making one for my mom because she paints, but she doesn't do the technologies. And so I just wanted to motivate her and like show her what it'd look like if she had her own Squarespace. And you know what? She's painting like a maniac. Have you seen all her paintings?
Yeah, no, they're amazing. I feel like your mom could set up Squarespace. That's not beyond her.
Well, she'd never heard of it before, so I got one for her, and she could do the rest, take a picture and upload it. Pretty easy.
Why don't we look at Perdomo images?
Sure. Architectural and real estate photography. I like that you're clear about what you do. Sometimes people get confused. That can be frustrating if you take pictures of architecture and someone asks you to photograph their newborn baby. So right up front, people know what you're selling here, and I like that. You also have your contact information just right there. I love that a lot, actually. I don't think I've seen that before, and that makes a lot of sense. It's like a digital business card right on your website.
Yeah, actually, I like that better than just having a separate contact page.
Me too. I think
I don't want people calling me, but I'm going to start recommending people do that.
Hey, people have called you before.
Yeah, I get probably a text message every couple of weeks.
Remember that guy called you and he was just like, "Hey, you want to help me find a camera?" And you were like, "Who are you?" That was weird.
No
Anyway,
offense, people who want to call me, but the iPhone has a new feature where any unknown numbers are just sent right to voicemail.
But you did that
I'm taking
before that
advantage of
feature just to expose you right now. And also, you don't even really pick up my calls. You're just phone phobic. Anyway, sorry, Perdomo. I don't want to distract from your beautiful portfolio. I love the
Wow.
light here. I mean, if I had a hotel or something, yeah, I'd want that shot. We've seen your pictures before. Oh, you changed. Wait, did you? I think you changed some things, but your photos are great.
Let me read his comment about the
Let's
website.
read
Maybe
his
he's
comment.
going to say that he updated it. Simple. Okay.
Okay. Well, you did well. I mean, maybe we should look at something else.
Yeah. Let's look at
Cosplay Studio.
Let's find out what their deal is.
Again, I really like that. Like right up front, you say that you take pictures, I'm presuming, of people that do cosplay.
You're a team of 2 photographers, but we definitely want to see who you are.
Let's see those little faces. Whoa.
Yeah.
Scared me.
I don't even know how to refer to you.
What's your name? Where are you from? Will you shoot anywhere in the world? What's the deal? Tell me more about you.
What do you think about the branding, Chelsea? It's so like corporate to call it Cosplay Studio, but I always feel like photographers are such like a personal business. Like, why wouldn't you identify yourself by your name, even if it's, John and Jill or whoever you are? If you're 2 people, are you planning on expanding to a team of 40 people and then selling it and retiring, or?
I don't know. I think it sounds kind of cool. Cosplay Studio. The logo doesn't really tell me much about it, even though I think it does look cool. I can see why you liked it. But yeah, I see what you mean. You think it should be more personal? Maybe they can have a subline like cosplay photos by Jillian or whatever. These photos are great.
Yeah, these are much better than the typical photos I see. Like you can see the environments are so carefully done. Here they've got smoke and lighting, all matching a mood that fits the character, instead of so many where I just see like, okay, this person put on a costume and then they stood in an alley.
I also, just to go back to the Cosplay Studio name, this is clearly really high-end stuff. Like, these people invest a lot in their costumes, and then they invest their time and money into sets and making it, like, look at this. Like, this is not a small operation here. They're really invested, and so I think they're just going with the higher-end stuff.
I cannot believe the sheer body of work that they have. These are a lot of pictures. Usually we'd tell people to put in 10 or 15 pictures, but these pictures all seem top notch.
I just think that if I did cosplay, I would love to have one of these photo shoots done. I mean, look at this one. This guy must have been so excited when he saw that you added fire. That is his Facebook profile picture for sure. You nailed it. I have nothing to tell you. Except for, I would like to see you. Let's see. I'd like to know where you are, where your services are available. Oh, EU, US market. Whoa. Okay.
All of the U.S. and Europe? You're not going to narrow it down at all?
Well, they're high end. Maybe they just fly everywhere. Or maybe they go to conventions and they knock out a bunch of shoots at once. But I'd like to know.
Yeah, nor like pricing. Do people want to hire you?
If you have to ask, I have the
do that?
feeling if you have to ask, you're not getting cosplay studios. You're going to have your friend do it and you're going to look like a dweeb.
Okay. Well, here's what Jorgen says. Squarespace was
Jorgen.
easy to use and he doesn't need to waste time maintaining code.
So truth.
I totally agree. Squarespace is incredibly easy to use. They make it simple. If you aren't a nerd, you can set it up in just a few minutes, just drag and drop. And if you are a nerd, you can dig into the CSS. You can customize it to your heart's content. And if you happen to break something, the Care Bear layer, the support team, 24/7 support team is there to help you out. They have like the best support around. If you're interested, head to squarespace.com/Chelsea. You'll get yourself a 14-day free trial. If you love it, use the coupon code Chelsea and you'll get 10% off. Thanks for sponsoring us, Squarespace. Do you want to do some chit chat?
Yeah, because I already looked at them and one of them made me laugh so hard at your expense, and I'm sorry.
And I think these are all at my expense because I think they're all about my latest drone video where I was trying really hard to be cool.
Yeah, like your drone video, I was surprised. There was like an action sequence in the beginning. And I was like, Tony, you're really going off brand here. Let's just stick to the Tony stuff. And Nuno thought so too. He said, you got to be careful running around on those rocks. You may break a hip bone or something. I thought that
My
was
hip bones are just fine, thank
funny.
you.
I mean, I think that your bone density health is good and that we won't have to worry about that for a while. There's still a savage burn.
Anyone else think this new bearded guy is really Tony's evil twin? Would explain the change of heart about drones.
I like bearded Tony. He's back.
That was the first thing I thought when I dropped in the old clip of me in the timeline from just like a year and a half ago. It looked like a baby face, and then I just look like an angry, scraggly guy.
Why do you have blood on your drone, Tony? He has his finger bleeding on the drone at 6 minutes and 22 seconds. I guess drones are not that safe. What? Blood on the drone? You did cut yourself with the drone trying to be cool.
Yeah, the opening sequence, the drone is like flying towards me, and I just grab it out of the air because I wanted to look cool. But I was pretty unflappable. Like I delivered my line, even though it whacked my finger hard enough that I started bleeding a bit. I just kept going.
You know what? You're bad at YouTube. If that were me, I would have called the ambulance. I would have made the blood more prominent. I would have really amped up the drama for the Chan.
Yeah, you're right. I probably should have done that. It felt like it was
Look at
off
your blood.
message, though. It was not the message I was trying to convey.
When something like that happens, you hijack the message. You go straight for the drama, Northrup.
Yeah, I should be like, you should buy a drone, but also I'm bleeding a lot.
Also, if you have O-type blood, please call me.
Okay, we have a bunch more animal pictures here. Let's just start.
Oh, gosh.
Doggo.
Why are they so cute?
Yeah,
And they're
beautiful
smart,
light
too.
here.
Our accountant is actually a border collie.
This explains a lot of the problems that we have.
You know,
Maybe B&H's too. Yeah.
You beat me to the punchline. You beat me. Oh, look at him. Mom, stop taking pictures.
Not the same. Okay.
Everybody knows we like dogs. And now this has happened. And
That's
they're
really
good. Erlen's dog has his own Instagram, and I'm like the most enthusiastic fan.
Oh, I need to check that out. I didn't know about that.
His dog's so cute, and he's such a good dog dad. This little guy, what a little spunky guy.
Yeah, that's nice. Try to get even lower. That'll give you even more background blur. So, like, I will lay on my belly. Get that camera, like, against the ground.
I've seen that. Whoa.
Oh, well, this bird is
Whoa,
beautiful.
Peg. Yeah, birds are great.
Yeah, awesome shot, Peg. Good work.
I just relate, you know?
Yeah,
Grumpy ape.
Can definitely relate to that.
I like that you captured an expression that made this really interesting. So I'm going to give you a little pick. That's not an animal. Ooh. Cooper.
That's a good action shot.
Mhm.
I would even get that shutter speed a little higher. 1/2000th, 1/4000th, and really make that water crisp. But also get the dog to run at you.
Yeah,
the head-on
also,
perspective.
like, you're at f4, you can open it up a little bit more, and then you'll increase your odds of getting his little face in focus. Oh, man. Seagulls try to eat everything. Just back off, bud. Not today.
It's not easy food. A turtle?
Well, what do you think? They're having a talk?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just being critical.
I like
of
the
his
behavior.
choices.
I've never seen a seagull interacting with a turtle, so I like that you got that.
Is that how wasps work? Are they not like bees where there's just like a queen somewhere? They just pick a flower and go at it?
Okay, I'll look this up later.
Yeah, that.
But I do like your
Justin, do
picture.
you know? You seem like you would know.
No, not offhand.
Justin,
Okay.
he definitely knows. Stop pretending you don't, Justin. All right, this next one blew my mind. Look at this
Oh,
cute
is
little dude.
gorgeous. You get a pick right away. The vertical format is really interesting. It helps to show off the height of it, and there's a ton of negative space, but this is the way I'd print it. I think this is amazing.
Makes me feel nervous for him. This is a hilarious picture. Technically, Gene, it has its problems. It's an iPhone picture, but I mean, it's a great picture.
Yeah, it's more about the subject than the
I mean, look at
technical
this
quality,
expression.
right?
It's like he does this on purpose.
Mhm. The
And
other
he-
dog is so defeated.
Mhm,
Just
he's
dead
defeated. I
inside.
don't care anymore.
Really cute shot, Gene.
Aw, that's nice. Did you put that there? I like that. Okay.
Okay, good processing on this. The cat looks very serious.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really cute expression.
Yeah, I like this, and good expression. Also good color contrast. Nice red lizard around green leaves. Very good. Oh, wow. Bee eater eating a bee.
Yeah. That's a really interesting moment.
I think you could crop.
Yeah, we don't necessarily, well, yeah.
What? What's wrong? You okay? I
It's-
beat you to the crop. I'm nervous.
It is a weird crop, right? It's like cropped like a movie.
It is a movie. Wow, that is such a handsome goat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at his bone structure. He contours.
It's a
Good.
Tony goat.
It's a Tony goat. Oh, that was sweet, Chris. Yeah, that's nice. I like it. It's got a good expression. Nice scene. Bernard Caggle.
I wish there were a little more space at the bottom, especially. I think I actually like the inclusion of the animal behind him.
Yeah, it gives you a little sense for the scene. And the color's a little bit off too, but it looks pretty good. Bernard, wait. Oh, you put two pictures. This is your better picture. You just should have submitted that one. And I would you don't have a lot of space here, and you have more space up here a little more, so I would just make the crop a little more balanced. And you know what? I like zebras in black and white as well. It shows off their contrast. This one's called Gritty Gourd.
Why?
What?
Why is it called Gritty Gourds?
I'll tell you later. That...
Here we need some direct light on the butterflies because you can see like they've lost almost all their color. Just get some backlighting or add a little flash or something. Oh my
gosh,
goodness, the
stop
expression on
it.
this sheep. You just get a pick right away. I think I want to crop it, but this looks like a puppet or something, right? This looks like where the wild things are.
It definitely needs a little.
Oh, there you go.
A little mood.
Mm-hmm.
So I think let's try this as well. Sometimes you just get a little inspiration, and then you can work from there.
There's some crazy banding in it. What's
Yeah.
going on with the banding? That's
I
weird.
like this one. You're right. Should have stuck with it. I don't
Well-
know, but what a sweet little face. It's all about the expression there. Look at these two.
That's really cute. This could be like a desktop background or something.
I really like the color contrast, the clean background. And I think I'd even bring up the exposure of the giraffes a little bit. You know, it's all about them.
I'm giving that one a pick. I just like it.
Okay. Wow. Oh, man. Oops. Oops. Okay.
Okay, he's really cute. I know you probably couldn't get lower, but if you could have, that would have been nice.
I think it'd be dangerous for him to get lower. He's like, come lower. I'm bored. Okay. That's an interesting angle. Got to be careful when you're under a bird.
Good tip, Chelsea.
And I might bring down the sky a little bit just to get a little color in there. It can be difficult because then see you get all that fringing. But ooh, wait a minute. Mike, all these two picture people. This is beautiful. I love that you filled the frame with your subject, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
What a nice expression you got. This, it's in focus. Everything's nice. I'm giving this a pick.
Yeah, beautiful example.
I think the animal themes are my favorite. We should do them more often. Oh, gosh. Why is this little guy so cute? He's a little overexposed.
Yeah, but they were going for the high key thing. You're right, a little bit, but not too much.
Did they liquefy his eyes bigger, or is he the biggest eyed dog?
Yeah, those pupils, man. Okay, that dog's adorable.
That's a cute dog.
Great shot, Preston.
Wow.
What a beautiful scene.
Mm-hmm. I gotta see. Oh. Excuse me. Hungry.
Scotland? This seems like the most Scottish thing I've ever seen. Where's Wansfell Lake?
I don't know. But I like it. Sorry, let me fit
Yeah, you gotta hit that fit.
Really great detail, really beautiful color contrast. It's good. I like the tight crop.
Yeah, interesting shot. Good job.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, this is such a hard shot to get. 1/4000th of a second, the wing's kind of in the ideal position, which is all the way forward or all the way back, you know, all the frames in between. Wouldn't have looked nearly as good, so Mitchell definitely had it in continuous and was taking pictures just as fast as he could.
Ooh, taken with the XT2.
Wow.
This is definitely one of those where like denoising the green background could help out because the background is green, and because you're at ISO 1600, because you need that high shutter speed, it's going to get noisy.
Beautiful light,
yeah.
beautiful colors. Gorgeous, Jamie. Pick. I'm not going to do anything to it. This one, I love that it's black and white. I think you just went a little bit too far with the eyes because I'm seeing a lot of grain in there. So I would just dial that back a little bit and make this eye darker than the eye in the foreground because we can see it's supposed to be in shadow. So it's okay if it's a little darker. Otherwise, it looks unnatural. Alton Marsh. Really beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Something smushy. What happened? It's like it's like it was out of focus and you sharpened it or something, or
Yeah, I'd back off on the processing.
Yeah, just dial it
60,
back a little.
70%.
But it's beautiful. Oh.
Yeah, beautiful shot. I want just like a little bit of the texture from the snow in there. Maybe bring the highlights down a little bit.
I textured him.
Yeah, I guess I would just keep shooting and hope to get a slightly better head position.
I like it though. I like the like snow and the fur. Wow.
That's really cute.
That's really cute.
Yeah, when you can, shoot animals with a wide angle lens because we're so used to seeing them with a telephoto. That
Yeah. Der Haslich mit dem Hut. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, you definitely.
Thank you. Ponies in the snow.
This is definitely a print that you could sell to one of those like horse people. What do you call them? Not like a centaur, but like an equestrian. Yeah. You know, those people who have like this horse stuff all over their house. They would love this print on their wall.
Wow, Tony, wow. You just offended all of the...
Horse people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
That's really a beautiful wolf. The coloring, the intensity of the gaze.
Yeah.
Really nice. You know if that's what our dumb poodle came from? What happened?
Well, don't tell her that. She'll be upset with humans.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this emu, Jimmy Joseph. So this is a terrifying animal. Do you think we need this much of its terrifying body, or do you think that we could crop this 8x10 and just get a little bit in there and go for like a portrait of this terrifying guy?
Yeah, there you go.
Gosh, they're very scary.
Say, Chris, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, we do. Got a bunch of them.
Awesome.
First off, what was, in your experience, what's the most difficult animal that you've had to photograph?
Oh, man.
A human baby.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's hard to beat anything underwater, right? Underwater is extremely hard. And then super small animals, macro photography is extremely challenging.
I took photos of sea turtles. Still easier than a human baby.
Human baby is the answer.
Human baby.
I'm going to have to give it to the swallows, though.
Ooh, what about a kingfisher?
I got better pictures of a kingfisher than I did, and than I ever got of swallows, despite putting so many hours in, and there being so many swallows so close. There'll be like 1,000 swirling around you, and I just have an impossible time getting a decent looking picture of them because they're so small and so fast. And erratic. At least a kingfisher moves predictably.
I love this photo so much, and it looks cartoonish because you get the thin side of its neck and the broad side of its head, and so it looks like a cartoon. And I think you could, play that up with a little bit of processing, kind of like going for that cartoony look.
Yeah, I like the presets that have a little more punch to it. I think it's a fantastic shot. I love the birds in the background. That worked out fantastic. I'm definitely giving it a pick. It's a great moment. Just the right amount of trees down at the bottom to help ground it.
Yeah. I
Great
think
shot,
you could
Jimmy.
up the exposure a tiny bit and the contrast, and I would just bring the vibrance a tiny bit too. Cute. Whoa,
Wow.
A bush viper.
Yeah, the lighting here is just gorgeous, right?
Doesn't he look like he told a joke and he's waiting for people to laugh, though? I'm going to give this a pick mark. You captured the textures and the colors of the snake incredibly. I love the clean black background. This is, wow, really gorgeous.
Yeah. Perfectly in focus. Nicely done. Oh, so dignified.
That's very, very cute.
This is a good time for the rule of doubles. Check out, we have a video on it. Your shutter speed's at 1/80th, but the cat is holding very still. I guarantee you could have shot that cat at, certainly 1/50th with an unstabilized lens, but even slower if you had a stabilized lens. And that would have gotten your ISO down, so everything would have been much cleaner. I feel like the colors are rough. Maybe it's just artificial light. So a heavy preset like that can actually solve your color problems too.
Preset tricks. Yeah. But I like his expression. Lots of cats. Wow.
Okay, this is an actual underwater shark dive.
Wow. Get out of there, man.
Yeah, that's a very
It's not
cool
a
moment.
spot for you.
Hammerheads are like the coolest. They were like my favorite animal.
They were my favorite gummy shark as well. Am I right, Justin?
That's right.
Got confirmation. Yeah, this is a great shot. Nothing else to say. Don't know. Don't think you're going to be controlling that shark. That's a big shark coming at you, by the way. More birds abusing fish.
Yeah, but it's interesting that they're maybe fighting over it. I haven't really seen it before. I don't know if night herons will eat it whole or if they take it back to the nest, maybe, because it's not trying to swallow it.
This is very painterly, David. I don't know what happened. Maybe you put, I don't know if this is some kind of preset. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, I think it's
Like a
filter.
Photoshop filter. Okay. I
That's
mean,
cool.
if you're going to put it on a canvas, it would look like a painting. So that's interesting. Whoa, this is beautiful, Beth.
Mm-hmm.
That's so gorgeous.
light.
Great light, great textures, really beautiful and classy. Maybe I would include a little more of the neck, and just make it more part of the composition, and that's it.
I wonder if this is taken in the like portrait lighting mode on the iPhone X. You know, they have that because I think look at the far ear got clipped a little bit because I think the iPhone masked the foreground and background incorrectly.
Oh, stinking iPhone. We've been getting so many more iPhone shots submitted to the show compared to like 2 years ago. I'd say twice as many.
And I mean, at a glance, you were kind of wowed by the lighting of something that was generated by an iPhone artificially. They got you.
They got me.
Yeah, I mean, it passes, right? That's what counts. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this.
Did you do?
Okay, you get a pick. That is really cute, Zurab.
That's so cute.
I would definitely crop it down some and adjust the color a little bit, but it's the moment that you caught, and now a little bit of post.
You need to share this with the world. I'm giving you a pick. Crocs, not for your feet. Jeff, you little trickster. You need a little subject separation.
Yeah.
So he is right in front of another one. If he had been in front of this water, then you would have had him stand out a little more. But interesting moment. Very, very scary. Let's fill. Oh, let's fit. Oh.
I think it's a good candidate for a square crop.
Yeah, it's a nice picture. Beautiful dog. Oh my God.
Oh.
Lance, what did you say to him? He looks sad. So you have a lot of stuff going on here. I think it's because it was so dark. What are you using here? Okay. Maybe I would just...
Yeah, that noise is crazy.
This is some really intense noise. What happened?
I don't think I've ever seen like vertical and horizontal banding at the same time.
Oh. Yeah.
I would probably lower the shadows some, just try to hide them. Yeah, that helps.
Well, you got a nice expression, but that's not good, man. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Lance raised the shadows a lot, and that was the result. That's probably what it was.
Oh, wow. This is so cool. I love the colors. The light really made the colors pop. And then I like how you used this fence in the foreground. Karen, excellent work.
Gave Karen a
pick. A bobcat in East Lyme, Connecticut. That is like just a few minutes away from us here, folks.
We talk about this a lot, but it seems like there's a lot more predators in New England now than there was like a decade ago. Tons of coyotes, like really coy dogs, but also bobcats and foxes seem to be on the rise.
Yeah, that's
beautiful. Scary for pet owners, but I'm kind of glad to see nature regaining some balance because we've had so many squirrels and rabbits and deer just running out of control.
So for this picture, I like the expression in the light. I would just bring up the shadows for the eyes. There you go. We did it, didn't we? Ooh, whoa, good, cool. Wait, did this happen in nature? Grizzly about to nap.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
they're like 200 millimeters full frame equivalent.
I'm just gonna keep moving here because we're wrapping it up. So.
Oh man, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Teddy, you get a pick. That's amazing. The texture, it's so beautiful.
This is beautiful too. What a background.
What a great spot.
Man, y'all have beautiful dogs and These pictures are great.
Silly
I
rolls.
love these guys in African gray, right? They're so cute. Oh, stop.
Okay, you get a
That
pick.
is so hilarious.
I love that expression.
Oh my gosh, I love his hair.
Yeah,
He's got the same facial hair as you.
I know. He appreciates No Shave November.
That's what his eyes. That's why he's like that. He's like, you guys see, I got the same facial hair as Tony Northrup. We planned it. Nice.
Cute.
Yeah, really good. Wow. Ah, beautiful. I like your processing there. What? That is so cute. What an excellent picture. Good expression. Perfect focus. I love it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, great detail on that. I'm going to give you a pick too.
Really sweet. Try to get those eyes in focus. What a cute little good boy.
And cat sleeping, of course.
Gorgeous bird photo.
Just gotta get, yeah, it's gorgeous light. Got to get that head position.
I feel like D. Hayes could do something here.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's just bump it up.
Another good time to get a little bit lower and zoom back because you're cropped in a weird way on the foot. In this case, we definitely need to see the entire foot. So rotate that camera vertically too.
Oh my gosh. It's like he has a mink stole. Who saw it coming?
Animals are always climbing over each other.
Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Yeah. You can definitely bring up the exposure so that you're exposed for the animal.
Yeah, this is like one of those posters you could get in the Weekly Reader when I was growing up.
Oh. What? That's so cute. Big fan of these guys. Nice. Silhouette. Wow.
Cormorant, I think.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful too. These are such great photos. They nailed it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You knew right which, yeah, that golden lens. Oh, yeah.
I would actually
check out Chelsea's presets at northrup.photo. I think the fall 20 coupon still works.
I'm giving this one a pick.
It does. Yep.
That made a big difference.
No, I just wish people would know. Look at this guy's hat. This is really interesting. A red-shanked Duke Langer. I've never seen one of those, and that's beautiful. And it's a great photo, too.
Looks like he's wearing a hat.
I know. Or maybe this is his hairpiece.
So unrealistic.
This one also could do with a little warming up or something. Yeah. It looks cold.
Maybe crop in from the upper right to balance it a little bit better.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a pick. That turned out great. Yeah, that's wonderful. Fantastic use of negative space there. Yeah, I was thinking there's a lot of different ways to process where this could work.
Yeah.
Depending on how you're going to print it.
I kind of like, I like it. Cute cat. Whoa. Is he really sleeping?
Wow.
Wow, Natasha, excellent photo.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a pick, Natasha. That's amazing. The snow scattering. Yeah. I wonder if it might have prey in its talons, or
just
maybe
bringing
mist.
Down the luminance of the blues.
The intensity, those eyes.
And then
1/2000th. That's what I would recommend, though. Wow, and with an A7R2.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
it's tough to be focused. I never got great focusing with that, but
you're not Natasha.
You pulled it off.
She's got it going on. I'm gonna give her a pick. Wow. And I just made it a little more high contrast. Okay, let's fit this so we can see what's happening. Oh, I like it. Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah, what an interesting scene.
Oh my gosh, that's really beautiful. Sweet. Orange cat in an orange room.
Wow, your house looks like a set, like you made a still life for the cat. I might go in and just remove that power outlet.
That's what I was thinking. Want to try it?
Yeah. I
wouldn't do it in Lightroom. This is like a job for Photoshop, I believe. But let's see. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You get the idea.
You get the idea.
Nice shot, Brent.
Whoa, so I do not like what happened to the background, but I do like your photo a lot.
Yeah, what? I don't know. Did they apply a painting effect?
Yeah,
just to
I think
background?
so.
Oh, maybe they had a good reason for doing that, but I love the foreground subject.
Cute.
Dogs are so goofy.
Ooh. Really great photos. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, I think you guys nailed it this week. Next week's show is going to be, that was so absurdly majestic.
Yeah.
The color's off a lot, though. Let's see. Let's see what we can do for you. Do you see how his fur, Raymond, is just like a little green or something? You can go into the yellow specifically, too. And you can make them a little more orange so that they don't look as green. And you can see there. So anyway, I feel like they nailed it this week. Next week's show is going to have the theme of portraits. And I don't know, you all submit really beautiful pictures for that too, that challenge. This is a good one.
Gotta give you a pick, Ryan. I'm just skimming through. I knew I was about to do this at the end of the show anyway, so I just do it before the end of the show. Wow. Let's take him to the EOS R. That is incredible. Yeah.
I saw some other really good ones too. Wait, what's he doing? This one caught my eye.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous, yeah.
Let's see. Let's scroll through and see if anything else catches our eye before we go. Of course, I love that puppy, but let's keep rolling, see if we see anything more unique. What do you think, Tone?
Yeah, I guess we're ready to call it. Oh, here's a hummingbird moth. That's like my favorite.
Wow, I remember the first time I saw one of those.
Oh, it's really small. I know.
It's still cool. It's still cool. Okay, so...
I'm sorry, that is a moth or a bird?
It's a hummingbird moth.
Okay.
It's a moth.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you'll see them around.
And they move like
you can
a
actually
hummingbird.
hear them. They make a lot of noise. Yeah, they're very cool.
So, yeah. The show is brought to you by Squarespace. You can try it out for free for 14 days, and you can even submit your free trial to the show if you'd like us to review it and see your photos. And go to squarespace.com/Chelsea and use the coupon code Chelsea to get 10% off if you decide to buy it.
Can we take one more question from Chris before we go? It's been a while since we talked to him.
Chris, sorry. We were on a roll this week.
How do you guys... This was in several different questions here, but how do you make your wildlife shots stand out other than just trying to emphasize the bokeh? How do you make them really pop?
Oh, how do you create subject separation?
Yeah.
Or, well, I will find the background first. So you want a simple background, or I'll get low so that I'm shooting up so that there's the sky. But animals like to be in grasses and things, and if you don't separate them from the background, they completely disappear and you lose them. So always be considering your background.
Yeah.
And I shoot with the sun behind me as well.
And the sun behind you. Yeah.
And then the animal is lit up. And that can be hard, and you can look and see. You can use that app we talked about, the photographer's ephemeris, and see where the sun is going to be, so you can figure out which location you can shoot from. Anything else?
No, that pretty much covers it.
Okay.
Dang, we did it.
We answered every question. We looked at a ton of pictures. Good times.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Justin. And we'll see all of you next week. And the theme is portraits.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
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 That is all.
Wow, those were beautiful pictures.